Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? This is Jeff from BKJ Mac TV, and this is the BKJ Mac Podcast Experience, and this is Season 2, Episode 8. Today, we're talking about Biden's new retirement plan for the student slash employee who has massive student loan debt, but really can't retire. But guess what? This new bill that President Biden has signed guarantees that a student slash employee that will be able to have a retirement plan while paying for their student loan debt. Here's more with the story that I'm about to share. This article was written by Jason Laji and Aled Safri from Business Insider. Title is Biden's new retirement law means you may not have to choose between paying off student debt and saving for the future. President Biden recently signed into law a new package of retirement provisions. One will allow employers to match workers' student loan payments in the form of retirement plan contributions. It's a boon for those who owe student debt. Tamia Tedesco, Director of Wealth Planning at TIAA, told Insider. Student debt could be debilitating, leading many borrowers to push off their retirements just to afford their monthly bills, but a new law could help with that. It's the recently passed Secure 2.0 bill, which adds a set of provisions to an original retirement package implemented under the Secure Act of 2019. Amongst other changes, the law provides workers with more retirement savings options and at the same time incentivize workers to re-enter the workforce amid a persistent structural labor shortage. One of the ways it does that is by allowing employers to contribute to a workers' retirement fund. Many companies already match 401k contributions, but this change would mean that employers can contribute the amount that workers are spending on the student loan payments. Tamia, Director of Wealth Planning, told Insider. Beginning in 2024, employers will be permitted to match student loan payments with a matching contribution, Tamia said. So if you're trying to attract younger people that have a lot of student loan debt, for example, having this in your plan may be very attractive. Yes, indeed, is very attractive. There are too many students right now who are getting student loan debt, who are literally getting into student loan debt. And they have to sacrifice to pay their debt off. And they're not saving for their retirement plans at all, which at this point, Social Security, by the time you turn 65 or 67, depending on what year they keep pushing the age of retirement to, it's going to collapse. You're going to end up getting 70%. Sometimes you'll be lucky to even get 30%. So looking at this measure that linking student loan payments to your retirement plan is a boon. It's a genius. It really, really, truly benefits employees and students who are paying their student loan debts. No longer it would be considered a burden, a chore to paying off your student loan debt. It's now a blessing now, because every money that you put into your student loan debt is a money that goes into your retirement account for your future. And it's about time that Washington was able to get this right for the American people. It's long overdue and it needed to be done, and it is something that will tremendously benefit student loan borrowers in this country. Right now, we're approaching over $1 trillion in borrowed money in America right now. And I think this bill that President Biden has just signed has now just shifted the momentum. Imagine if $1 trillion was paid back by all the borrowers in this country, was paid back. That's $1 trillion that's going to be dedicated to those same individuals, those same students, those same employees is going to be dedicated towards their retirement plans. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. $1 trillion will be no longer be looked at as bad debt, but it will be looked at as a beacon for the future. So I urge students and I urge employees to start taking advantage of this starting in 2024. The idea of linking student loan payments with retirement has been in legislators' minds for some time now. In September, Senators Ron Wyden of Oregon and Mike Kopru of Idaho introduced the Enhancing America Retirement Now Earn Act, which would help student loan borrowers save up for retirement. Specifically, it would allow employers to pay in contributions to borrowers' 401ks, and the payments borrowers make on their student loans would be considered as a contribution amount employees would match. Americans deserve dignified retirements after decades of hard work, and our bill is an important step forward, Wyden said in a statement at the time. Under our reforms, many more workers would access resources for retirement and see meaningful federal retirement contributions year after year. And the new government spending bill Congress recently passed included some funding to do just that. In the bill, employees with student debt would receive matching contributions in their retirement plans by way of repaying their student loans. Tamia explained that this provision would be a way for people with student debt to build savings, which many can't. What the student would do is pay their student loan off as they did on a monthly basis, and the employer would do a matching contribution into a savings plan for that individual, she said. Basically, what's happening is the employer is starting a retirement plan for that individual, which normally they can't do because they're paying off student loans. Secure 2.0 passage comes as President Joe Biden's broad student debt relief plan remains in jeopardy, meaning that any legislation for relief is all the more important. The Supreme Court in February is hearing oral arguments on 2 lawsuits that argued Biden's plan to cancel up to $20,000 in student debt is unfair and should not be implemented. Now, I totally disagree. I believe it's not fair at all. I don't believe students should get a $20,000 check, a blank check free. People sacrifice and they had to pay their student loan debts off. I was one of them. I paid $50,000 off. I didn't get no government handout to pay my $50,000 student loan debt off. And I don't believe it's fair that these individuals are getting a $20,000 get out of student loan debt free card from the President of the United States. It's not fair, and I think the more better approach is how do you remanage, how do you repurpose the debt, and by them repurposing the debt in terms of using it as a contribution to their 401ks is a perfect alternative as opposed to just forgiving $20,000 in these debts. Is just not fair. There are people like myself who had to sacrifice so much to paying student loan debt, and I paid it in full. So again, honestly, I do not support the president's plan at all, but I do support the Secure 2.0 plan, which guarantees every student, every employee who borrowed student, whoever took out student loan debt would be able to get money into their future 401k plans starting in 2024. Insider has briefly spoken to a number of borrowers who view retirement as possible due to the big debt loads they hold. One 64-year-old borrower, for example, has a $265,000 student loan debt from loans he took out for his children to attend college, and he said he has no idea when he'll be able to stop working. I don't regret taking them, but I regret not reading closely, he said. I was going to do whatever it was necessary to get my kids through and get them started in their careers. Shauna Barnett, a 37-year-old borrower who has more than $130,000 in student debt last year, currently works as a human resource manager. She told Insider in May that she would consistently encourage employees to take advantage of their own benefits, but that she couldn't do the same given her high monthly payments. Our money should be in the market and growing, she said. Some of us have been in debt for 20 plus years and do not throw money into retirement for all the time is ridiculous. But now things are going to change. With the Secure 2.0, students and employees who have student loan debt will be able to get a matching contribution from their employers into their 401k accounts starting in 2024. While the system gets set up, be aware, be ready, because things are changing and it's for the better, for the retirement age, for the future of all employees in this country. Remember what I said earlier, $1 trillion in student loan debt is at stake right now. Imagine with everybody paying $1 trillion back, that's $1 trillion that's going back into your 401k plans. So think about it. You pay $1 trillion, you get back $1 trillion. That's how it works. Cross cancellation algebra. Thank you. Peace out. This was episode 8 of season 2. Thank you for listening. As always, thank you for your support. Peace.